YouTube gamer team. This one of my favorite. It's Tubi got so many good movies. Another one of my favorite movies that just came out is A Good Man Part 2. If you didn't see 1, you need to watch it. For me, I had to watch it over. I was like, let me watch Part 1 over or whatever. And Part 1 is honestly very funny. It's very hilarious. And the ending was a shocker because he's a good man, right? But it's a classic case of that's why it's not good to play with people's feelings, and you can't play with people because some people are just not to be played with. And even though he kind of went overboard, like he killed like extra people. Like I could understand. So in the movie, he gets with a hood rat and his boy was like, yo, stay away from her. She was bad news. Like most of the time it's like, and that's what makes the movie so good because it shows it from a man's perspective. Like he actually likes her and she didn't like good men. She felt like he was corny, which he do look a little corny, but you know, she wasn't used to the honest man. She was used to street guys. And you do have women that's like that. Like they don't like a man like them. They want a man that's in the streets. I never understood that personally. Any mature woman would know that they only good for one thing, and most of them can't even do that right. I think we all been there, done that as a black woman from the hood. Like, you know, you wanted to try it out when you was a young girl, 18, 19, but who trying to sit there and be serious with a thug? Not me. Like, I don't know, but to each their own. But in the movie, right, she had a roughneck ex. He was locked up, so he gets out of jail. And they rekindle, you know, the lust that they had. That wasn't love, but they rekindled the lust that they had. And she cheated on her fiance with him in the house. Like, how dumb can you be? Like, at least go to his house or go to a hotel. And so she got caught, and he killed both of them. Then he killed his baby mother and his child. That was the sad part. Like, yeah. So I just missed the train, and it said the next one is 9 minutes. It's kind of slow today. It's not even a holiday. I don't know what's going on. The L train is usually every 2-3 minutes. Those of y'all who live in Brooklyn, Manhattan. But so she was like a little bit of a hood rat, and from their first meeting, you know, she was on edge. Like, her car declined, and he was nice enough to pay her way. And instead of her saying thank you, she was like, I hope you don't think da-da-da-da, like just going off on him. It's like, just say thank you. Why you so rah-rah? Because that's what she used to, rah-rah. So instead of him seeing that as a red flag, he still pursued her. Reasons unknown. So that's the question of today. Why do men and women go after people that's total opposite of them? And why do y'all try to change people? Me personally, I do not try to change people. Once people show me who they are, I move on. Like, for real. I don't give chances. I really don't. If I see you a certain type of dude, I move on. I really do. Now, the only thing I've been guilty of years and years and years ago, this is like my son was a newborn. I did try to invite someone to church. Like, he wasn't a church dude, and I tried to like invite him to church and turn him into a church guy. I would never do that again. Like, I would suggest it, but I would never like try to push it. You know, if the dude is not, and that's for anybody, you should never try to sit there and change someone. You know, you should just be like, they should be like, oh, where you going? Da da da. Well, I'll be in church. Can I come with you? You never push the narrative. If you invite somebody, invite people who you know already go. But if you know somebody don't go to church at all, don't try to push it, because that's a turnoff, literally. So I learned from that, like, don't try to change nobody as far as trying to make them. Yeah, so I learned from then to, like, try not to change someone. If they not a church person, don't try to change them into a church person. If you know what I'm saying, just accept them for who they are, which is what I normally do, you know, anyway. Like, I accept people for who they are. Do they accept me? Not always, but I've always had that personality. But I'm not going to sit there and change you. Like, for me personally, I do not like dudes that, like, can't speak properly, especially at our age. That's a turn off. So, like, with him, he was trying to, like, correct the way she talks. We're too old for that. Like, even in my 20s, there's nothing wrong with talking hood, but if you, like, too hood, like, you know, for example, like a dude with sagging pants, even when I was 18, 19, I would whatever, wham bam, thank you sir, but I'm not going to sit there and have a full-blown relationship with you. Like, that's just, even back then as a young girl, like, no, I'm not attracted to that type of dude. That's not my style, because what could they do for you besides get you in trouble? Straight up, you know. So I was never attracted to that sagging pants or whatever. So I would never get with a dude, for example, who wears sagging pants and then turn him and try to change him. No, that's idiotic. The trains in New York City are very loud. That's why I keep pausing, just in case y'all know why I keep pausing. In New York City, the trains are very loud. Like, Metro North and Long Island Railroad is fine, but the borough trains are extremely loud and annoying, so I have to keep pausing. But yeah, so my train is coming in 1 minute. But yeah, so I would never, me personally, a man that's wearing sagging pants, I would never sit there and try to change his wardrobe or try to, no, you know. And I actually made that mistake with my military ex. Now, he never wore sagging pants, but he didn't know how to dress for, like, different occasions. Like, we went to a boat ride and he wore a Champion hoodie. I was like, what are you wearing? Like, and even before that, like, I got him like $300 worth of clothes because I was trying to change him. And even though he was a gentleman, don't get me wrong, he was a military man, so you already know, like, clean cut, whatever. But when it came to certain occasions, he didn't know how to dress. And I tried to change his, like, dress. Like, that's not good to do that, because you're going to get frustrated. But somebody wearing sagging pants and doesn't know how to talk correctly, I've never had that type of patience. So watching the movie was like cringing, like, wow, like, you just settled. And it shows that some men do have low self-esteem and they settle. This man got a career, a business, money, and he's settling for. And so in the movie, basically, he wants to have children, you know, the normal thing. He doesn't want to have kids, at least not with him. It's like, oh, we'll have a nanny. Now, most women, for me, yes, I would love that, because that's a man that understands that raising kids is a lot, and he doesn't have family to help out. And then, like, I know with me at my age, you know, my parents, they're not going to help out, and then my son, that's not his responsibility. So if a man was to be like, oh yeah, you could get my son an announcement. So yeah, so if a man, especially at my age, was to be like, oh yeah, I'm gonna get you a nanny, whatever, I'm with it, because I'm gonna have the help that I need, because people cannot raise kids. You need a whole village. Like, you need auntie, you need uncle, you need grandparents, and all that, so the fact that he's offering that, yeah, but she don't want that, right? Or at least not with him. So then her mother says, oh, be with the one that loves you, not the one you love. That is the worst advice that anybody could tell a woman. And people really believe that, like, oh, get with the guy who likes you or loves you. That's the worst thing you could do, because if you don't love him back, you're going to end up hurting him. It's better for you to leave and live your life versus you sitting there trying to force yourself to love somebody. Unfortunately, I actually know somebody like that. Like, her past was a thug guy. And this is when she was really young, her early teens. And, he played her. He just used her. She thought it was a relationship, but obviously it wasn't. But she trusted him. She felt like she was in love, which is not, it's lust. But, she was like still having feelings for this guy, and she had a good man, a great man, taking care of all the bills, and he was good to her. But she was like having second thoughts, and I'm like, I know you fucking lying. I know. She like went to go spend time with him when he came out of jail. I'm like, he can't even take you on a proper date, and you like wasting your breath on that nigga. Like, I don't know what it is with some females, but I guess they feel like they could change the dude. I don't know, but that's never, like, a guy who has a past, cool, like, that should pass, but that cannot be a person, because most dudes like that, like, even in the movie, he was using her. He had a whole family. And he said to her, oh, I know I'm the one you love. He knew he didn't love her, but he knew that she loved him. And he used that against her, type stuff. And she didn't know that he had a family until at the very end, he kills all of them. So they're like in a dungeon in the basement. And he's like, oh, did you know he had a baby mama and a child? The child was like a teenager too. Yeah, so that's the thing, like, do people actually go after people? Yeah, so the question of the day, all these announcements, oh my God, it's killing me. We know it's Canarsie Rockaway Parkway. Oh my God. But that's the question of the day. The question is, do people go after what they love or what they want to control? Because that's what it ultimately is. Like, it's not you love them and you want, no, that's control, because it's like, if her grandma and everything is a problem, why you pursuing her? If him, being in the streets is a problem, why you with him? So the question is, people like that, why do people want to control people? And it might happen in other cultures, but it's mainly the Black community. It goes back to valuing yourself. If you feel like you're a good person, you're going to want another good person. You're not going to want something that's trashy. You're not going to want ghetto trash, because that's what she is. But watch A Good Man and A Good Man 2. Good Man 2 is really good. Y'all got to watch that.